Good morning, beloveds. It was a good day in the park. It was a really good day in the park because I ran the two loops. And it was a good run. It was a good run. It felt good. I don't hurt. And then we did the really short loop. To Tom throws peanuts to him as he runs because he can do that. But the last one's kind of that cool down loop, and it also is when I like to take pictures of the squirrels. And the blue jays were out to play today. I think I got a couple of good pictures, and then I got some terrible pictures. But that's what happens when you take pictures of birds. So, yeah. We are coming towards the end of March, and I wanted to let you know that I'm going to continue to do this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift to a different book. This one, the book that I've been doing, which is 365 Science of Mind, I'm going to move, that's been moved to, it's still on the Facebook Live for Creative Life Spiritual Center, but I've also moved them to a YouTube channel, The Running Rev Ryan. So if you want to see any of the 365 Science of Mind, that's where they are. And I'm moving to a book, this will be April 1st, and it is not an April Fool's Day joke, but April 1st, I'm going to move to a book. It's 365 Days of Richer Living, Daily Inspiration by Ernest Holmes and Raymond Charles Barker. So that's what this one looks like. I know it's backwards. I'm sorry about that. And I'll let Jesse know, and he can put it in the newsletter. And I'll post one up too, so that if you want to follow along with it, that's the book I'm going to move to. And then around April 1st of 2022, if there's another 365, I may do that. Or, we may be on to other things. I don't know. We'll see. It's a year away, so I got some time to decide. But today is March 20th. Our title is Divine Guidance. We believe that the mind of God governs all things. We believe that God's intelligence is in the midst of us, governing and guiding, counseling and advising, causing us to know what to do under every circumstance and at all times, if we will but trust it. Therefore, every seeming problem has a right solution, and we may turn to the infinite knower for the answer. In our human ignorance, we often make unwise decisions, but there is nothing that God cannot set right if we permit him to do so. If we will but take our personal problem to a high place in our consciousness, it will disappear as the answer to it takes its place. This is the way a problem is solved. We should know that there is nothing in us that can keep this from happening. There is no thought of doubt or limitation. We should feel that the answer is established in our consciousness and will make itself known to our mind right now in our present experience. This can be done only as we let go of the problem as a problem and definitely expect and accept its answer. Since the whole secret of divine guidance lies in the ability to accept it, today I affirm that I do accept it. I do believe that the Spirit goes before and prepares the way. I do know that every thought and act is governed and guided by a superior intelligence. There is something in me that knows what to do. It not only knows what to do, it impels me to act upon what it knows. This very acceptance flows forth into action through me. Always there is an inner, quiet, persistent confidence, a non-resistant but complete acceptance, an inward flowing with the stream of life, knowing that it carries me safely and surely to my destination and to the accomplishment of every good purpose. This is the divine guidance, and I surrender to it. And the Bible quote is, "And the Lord shall guide thee continually." And that is Isaiah 58:11. Okay, so I have a couple of initial thoughts. One of them being that I have this very dear friend, one of my prayer partners, who will say, and you'll actually hear a lot of Science of Mind people say this, but she's the one that, it's her voice that I hear in my head. Well, I don't know, but I know something that does. And sometimes she's talking about God, spirit, and sometimes she's talking about Google. She's a teacher, so, you know. But that's, I don't know, but I know something that does. One of the things that people who work with me and that I work, you know, with in my, what I like to call my mortgage paying job, are always blown away when they ask me a question and I say I don't know. Apparently that's not something people are comfortable saying. I don't know. But when I say I don't know, I always follow it up with, I don't know, but I will find out. And that's what he's talking about today. It's like, we don't know, but we know what does, and we are always able to go there. And when we go there, then we have to stop and listen and accept the answer and understand that the answer is going to come to us or through us. And it's not going to be, you know, it's not going to be a flashing billboard, although it has been. Sometimes the answers are very subtle. But the other thing that really struck me that he said in here, and basic psychology will tell you this, Tom? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Hayes doesn't feel good. That's what you're hearing. The other thing is that basic psychology tells you that when you have a problem and you're looking for an answer, then you need to stop focusing on the problem. You need to focus on the answer. And when you put your energy towards the answer is when you will find it. If you're busy looking at the problem, you're never going to see the answer. So, because he kind of hints at that too in here. It's like, okay, yeah, I understand there's a problem, but now let go of the problem. Let's focus on the answer. All right, so divine guidance. We believe that the mind of God governs all things. That's one of the reasons why one of the terms that we will use is patterning intelligence. We get this idea, we're taught this idea that God is this great accountant in the sky, and yet what really we believe is that God is the underpinning pattern, the underpinning energy, the underpinning movement to everything going on around us. God is in everything. Spirit is in everything. Spirit is kind of that moving, motivating, constantly creating, evolving force. But it's also that patterning in intelligence, which is how we can say that God governs everything. Because the pattern of God governs everything. We believe that God's intelligence is in the midst of us. Well, let me try that again. We believe that God's intelligence in the midst of us is governing and guiding, counseling and advising, causing us to know what to do under every circumstance and at all times, if we will but trust it. So it will do all of those things if we are willing to be still, to listen, and to trust the guidance that's coming in. And he does use, if we will but trust it, and that he uses a capital I. Therefore, every seeming problem has a right solution, and we may turn to the infinite knower for the answer. I don't know the answer, but I know something that does. In our human ignorance, we often make unwise decisions, but there is nothing that God cannot set right if we permit him. He uses the capital H. If we permit God, Spirit, if we permit Spirit to do so. It's like, it doesn't matter how tangled the knot is. We can Spirit can undo it. If we will but take our personal problem to a high place in our consciousness. That sounds like that place that Jesse's always talking about. Reverend Jesse's talking about that place within us that nothing has ever been wrong. We are going to the place within us where the problem does not exist, because that's where the answer will be found. So that high place in our consciousness, it will disappear as the answer takes its place. We have to let go of the problem and accept the answer. This is the way a problem is solved. We should know that there is nothing in us that can keep this from happening. There is no thought of doubt or limitation. We should feel that the answer is established in our consciousness and will make itself known to our mind right now in our experience, in our present experience. The answer exists. That's what he's saying. The answer exists. This can be done only as we let go of the problem as a problem and definitely expect and accept the answer. Let go of the problem. Focus on the answer. Because where your focus is where your power goes. Where your attention is, that's where your power goes. You're focused on the problem, all you're going to have is problem. You focus on the answer, you focus on the solution, that's where your attention is, that's where your power is. You're going to get it. Since the whole secret of divine guidance lies in the ability to accept it, and here's where our affirmation comes in. It's a nice, good, long one for pretty much anything we might throw up against it. Today, I affirm that I do accept it. I do believe that the Spirit goes before and prepares the way. I do know that every thought and act is governed and guided by a superior intelligence. There is something in me that knows what to do. There is something in me that knows what to do. So when you hit that situation and you don't know what to do, then you stop, you center, you go to that place and you say, there's something in me that does know what to do. There's something in me that knows what to say. And you trust that when you open your mouth, the words that you need come out. This is a conversation that my husband and I have a lot. I just open my mouth and trust that the words that I need are gonna come out. I trust Spirit. I do. Okay. There is something in me that knows what to do. It not only knows what to do, it impels me to act upon what it knows. Like, it pushes. It's like, here, this is the information you need. Go! This very acceptance flows into action through me. And one of the things we say, Spirit can only do for us what Spirit can do through us. So, that's why we say, treat and move our feet. It's like, yes, the answer can come to us from outside sources, but a lot of the times, a lot of the stuff that we need comes to us from inside, but we got to get out and go do so that we'll see it. Always, there is an inner, quiet, persistent confidence, a non-resistant but complete acceptance, an inward flowing with the stream of life, capital L, knowing that it, capital I, carries me safely and surely to my destination and to the accomplishment of every good purpose. This is the divine guidance, and I surrender to it. So, an inner, quiet, persistent confidence, a non-resistant but complete acceptance, an inward flowing with the stream of life. So the divine guidance is there. I may not know the answer, but I know something that does. And I'm going to go there. And that's your mission today, should you choose to accept it. Our mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to believe that the Spirit goes before us and prepares the way. that the answer is there. And we have to accept it. We get to it. Well, we don't have to accept it. We get to accept it. That we are guided. Surrendering to the divine guidance. Because Isaiah says it. And the Lord shall guide thee continually. Like you have an internal GPS all the time. And you can't turn it off, but you can't ignore it. So it's like, it's factory installed. You came with it. It's not something you have to go get, but it is something you have to practice listening to, and that's what spiritual practice is really good for. All right, beloveds. I am going to move into the process of my day and get on with it, and let you move into it. And I hope that you have a good day. I know that you can have a good day. The weather is beautiful. The sun is out. It is absolutely gorgeous and cool. And so I would encourage you to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself, whatever it looks like today. And do something to engage your mind and your body. Drink some water. Go get some sun on your face first thing in the morning. It'll help your energy through the day. It'll help get rid of that brain fog that we wake up with. And it will help you sleep better at night. It's science. So, open the windows of your soul. Allow that breath of heaven to remind you that you live in heaven now. And honestly, opening the windows of your soul is a good way to go for an answer that you're looking for. You know, throw up the shades, throw up the blinds, throw up the window panes, take out the screen, and let Spirit in. You are a beloved child of God in whom Spirit is well pleased, always and forever. And it's up to us to remember that, and to accept that, and to look for that, and to see that, and to accept that. And to be willing to look into our own eyes and the eyes of every living being and see God looking back at us, to see Spirit looking back at us. And to know that the answer is on the way. The answer already exists. So, all right. It is Saturday. So Reverend David will be on Facebook Live with you around 5 p.m. I'll be back with you at 9 a.m. And then the service will be at 11 right here on Facebook Live. And like I said, I'm archiving these to the Running Rev Ryan YouTube channel. And as of April 1st, I will be moving to a new book. Yay! 365 Days of Richer Living by Ernest Holmes and Raymond Charles Barker. So, it'll be good. And it may be set up differently. I don't know. We'll see. I'll get into it. Y'all have a fantastic day and know that you are loved.